Hi everybody, Neill from Image On here, Image On Workwear. This is the first of a series of videos that we're going to be doing from now on, just to start to give a little bit of feedback, or a little bit giving back into the industry. So it's not going to be just about all us and who we are and what we do. It's more about the processes. And today, for example, I want to address some of the myths about our business that some people have when they're getting branded workwear. So what I've done is I've asked a few people their opinions and what questions they might have, or what things they think about our industry when it comes to branded clothing, should you require that. So I've got three questions here that I'm going to address today. The first one being, branded clothing doesn't benefit your business. Well, to be honest, it couldn't be further from the truth. If you think about your business card being your postcard to your business that gives everyone the information about your business before they even get your business card. If you're wearing branded workwear, just as I am, the first thing you see is your brand. And what we're all about is brand awareness. The more people see your brand, the more they acknowledge it, the more they recognize it, and the more they'll think of you. Just think of those golden arches of McDonald's. You see those now. All you have to see is a hint of it, and you know what it is. Virgin Airlines, British Airways, Marks and Spencer's. It's all about brand awareness, and that's where branded clothing has some power. So don't underestimate the power of your branded clothing. So in terms of no benefit to your business, couldn't be further from the truth. Second question, setup costs for branded clothing is very expensive. Well, it's not really. In the past, it was quite expensive for things like screen printing, because the cost of screens alone were expensive before the design, etc. If we have to get in design, yes, there's some design time, but most of the time people come to us with a ready-to-go logo in terms of it being created. The only other element, if you're going to be having something embroidered, for example, is to have it digitized. And what we mean by that is having it turned into a stitched image, so we understand that it's thread and it's not a printed solid image that you would get when it comes to printing. So there's a one-off fee. Generally, it's between 20 and 30 pounds. That's it, straight from the start. No more charges, unless you change your logo, of course. But once you've had it done, it's there to be used for any other work that you have done in the future. So we then have that set up. We also give you that file, because a lot of places you'll go to, you'll never see that file. You'll never have access to it. We're quite open about it. At the end of the day, we don't want you going elsewhere and have no intention to upset you. So we want you to stay. But at the end of the day, you've paid for it. So you will get that as a file to keep for your records or for anything else in the future. So it's not that expensive. And then when you order any new stuff, you can then just phone up and add to the order that you want 1, 2, 5, 10, 50 of something, but you don't incur that charge again, whereas in the past you would have incurred charges each time you ordered. So the last question saying here that the name, the branding, the logo comes off when you're printing. Well, no, it doesn't if it's done properly, is the simple answer to that. It's a heat applied process. We're not using wet inks like we did with screen print. Now again, they're going back to what I said before, that's where the costs come into it. But what allows us to do things in a more controlled quantity in shorter runs these days is the heat process that we use. If it's done and applied properly, if you're using the correct media, if you're applying that media correctly, it will not come off. There are medias for certain applications, then there's no reason why that should happen. We get a lot of calls from people saying, do you do that print that comes off? No, we don't, for obvious reasons. So yeah, it is a myth, but it's not something that doesn't happen. It does happen out there. From our perspective, we cross all the T's, we dot all the I's, we make sure that we're using the right media with the right product, and that should give you some longevity in the print. And actually, hopefully that will alleviate those myths that are out there about that part of it. So that's it, very quick one. Just wanted to address a few things today on the myths about what we do. Think about tomorrow what sort of subjects we're going to look at. Not quite sure yet. If you've got any suggestions, fire some messages across about the things that you want to know about what we do. So I hope that's interesting. I hope that's giving you a little bit of information. It's Neill Boatman from Image On Workwear. Don't forget that you can catch us on imageonworkwear.com, or you can call us anytime, any day. Get your teeth in. Speak to you soon.